chips. It is an aero company. Mr. Pranav Purohit has done BE from MSU Baroda, MS University Baroda. He has been working in IT field since 1997. He is involved in developing chip-to-cloud products. Mr. Pranav has around 22 years of experience in various domains with good mix of product development and service industry. He has developed product for textile automation, consumer product, aerospace industry, video management software and IoT platforms. Mr. Pranav Purohit will be delivering lecture on case studies on IoT industry experts. Again, I would give some instructions to participants. During the session, please keep your mic muted. During an interactive session or question answer sections, you unmute your mic and you can ask the questions. Attendance will be taken automatically from MS Teams, so make sure that you are attending the session, 80% of it, and you are getting 16 your quiz. Over to Mr. Pranav Purohit. Thank you.
Thank you, Prapti ma'am. Good morning to everyone. So thank you for my introduction. Let me just share. I think you all are attending IoT sessions or IoT related sessions since last 5 days. Any guess like when IoT has started? What is your view? Anybody would like to share? We'll keep this session interactive. You can interrupt me and you can unmute your mic and answer or ask me a question. I'm fine with that. And am I audible to all? If anybody can answer, that will be good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, you are perfectly audible. And participants, please interact with sir. You can unmute your microphone and then interact, and then after you mute yourself again.
Yeah, that will be great help, and we will see. This is a learning for you as well as me. So let's learn together. So my question remains the same. So what do you think when the IoT started? Anyone?
Sir, my opinion is that it was started very early, maybe in before my birth, 1962 around. But it was initially only for the defense purpose. It was not for society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So thank you, Vitlani sir. My memory is not that much. So when I completed my B and my first project was to get data from the engineering floor to the control room for the textile. So I think many of you might be aware, Kinariwala group is the biggest group in Ahmedabad, and Patwa Kinariwala has association, and then Patwa Kinariwala is one of the, I will say it's a completely independent, but we were doing the textile automation. So my first project as a graduate was to get the data from the engineering floor to the control room, and we had a 8086 based CPU, and which was collecting data from a lot of inside textile we called a spindle or whatever. So it has a lot of data generated every minute or 24/7. So IoT is a new word, or I will say old wine in new bottle. But it is very old. Maybe Vitlani sir is also right. So long back, many companies or many organizations must have started based on their need. The only problem and difference with the old and new, the current time is the way communication has been improved. Earlier communication, majority time is wired. So maximum it is Ethernet over Ethernet, but Ethernet also started sometime in late 90s. But before that, all the wired serial communication, parallel communication, or RS-232 or 422, something like that. And that's why it was very difficult to get the data. But nowadays, because of communication has improved, it is possible to get the data so fast and quickly. And then that's why number of nodes and all that is increased drastically. So that's my starting point. Before we start and jump into the presentation, I would like to talk a little bit about eInfochip. I think many of you have interacted as well. Quite a few has joined us. Last 3-4 years, I am doing the industrial and industrial visit. So that's multiple times. Some of you might have visited. So many of you will be aware about eInfochip, what we do. eInfochip around 22-year or 24-year-old.
நீங்களே ஷேர் பண்ணி நீங்களே டிஸ்கஸ் பண்றீங்களா?
Pranav sir, please mute yourself. Unmute yourself, sir. Because I have muted everyone.
Okay.
Because some noise was coming.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I thought. I think I was audible earlier, right? So I was just telling that eInfochip. Yeah, okay. So eInfochip is around 22-year-old organization, and it has started with chip designing. So we have two major section. One is chip designing, another is product engineering service. I am part of the product engineering service. Currently heading a group of 60 members. We are developing a IoT platform for one of the US based company. So that is completely from scratch we are building. We will talk about that. I will touch upon that as well. So over the last couple of decades, whatever. So eInfochip has designed multiple products, be it chip designing or it's completely from hardware, collecting the components, hardware design, then software and everything, and an application. Not only the hardware and embedded software, we have a big team which does the cloud application or I will say web application development as well. So currently I am part of that group, and that group is almost 300 plus. So any question on the history or anything, and then we will move to the slides. Let me just share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it is perfectly visible. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think these you might have last 5 days. Whenever there is a repetition, one of you can say, sir, we can quickly pass on. We can move on to the next slide. So let me start with solution across industry spectrum. When I'm talking here, almost all that stuff which we have done for our customer, and we have a lot of case studies, and many of you have come to our during the industrial visit. We have a place we called experience zone. We demonstrate what product we have developed, and we took the permission from the customer, and we will showcase that one. So the area I would say home automation, home and building automation. We work for that customer. We have a customer which is very old. We are working with that customer last 6 to 7 years. For retail intelligence, again, we have a customer with whom we are working more than a decade. We have completely designed a lot many products as well as the complete surveillance system for them, but that are in the retail space. Industrial IoT, it is a mixed bag, so not much. That is the list. We must have done very less number of customer, but that is also one of the vertical we have. Smart cities, like say smart parking, street light, energy related. We will talk about one of the case studies on kiosk and the smart transit management. Again, security surveillance, that is also one of our I will say we have the few IPs in that area. When we talk about security surveillance, so you might be aware that we need to take the data or the video data and then take it to the server or wherever. So that takes a lot of bandwidth and a lot of network related bandwidth and a lot of complexity it has. So, but we have multiple IPs in that. And the last but not least, healthcare and the wearable. So we started these last 2-3 years. The bottom, what you are seeing, wearable, that was one of the camera which we designed for one of our customer. we can attach the camera with your specs, and that was for the sports vehicle, smart watch, and then medical related things we have done. So any question? So the next slide we will be talking about the how do we link the digital to physical to the digital link for we say when we say internet, it's a handling of the things complexity. So now I think this slide you might have seen in the various form with the other session as well. So if you see the bottom part, are you able to see my mouse?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
the bottom part. So this is the stack. So bottom part we will have various hardware. I missed to mention that we have a platinum membership with Qualcomm, TI. What do I mean by platinum membership? Like whenever Qualcomm or TI coming up with a new chip, we have designed the development board using that for that chip, so that will be sold from eInfochip website. So we have done complete hardware design and manufacturing, and then post manufacturing if there is anything required, and selling of that. So if like say either you or your student tries to do something with say Qualcomm 820 625 Snapdragon, you will lend for that. If you are planning to buy development board, you will lend to the eInfochip website. So if we move to the next, that is the next item in the stack is a completely embedded software like a board bringer, board support package, firmware, design driver, RTOS, power and performance optimization. If it is a video related, then video encoder and decoder. Now, when we talk about linking, so that's one is like we have now you must be very well aware that we have a two type of node. One node itself can talk to the cloud or any platform, or there is a device or a sensor which will talk to the gateway. So the gateway framework will be the again one of the component or component in the stack, where we will have a mesh management, device virtualization, digital twin. Any guess? Have you come across this word digital twin? Anybody would like to share the understanding of digital twin? Okay, so this is a let me share. I will pause for some time, and if I do not hear, then will move on. This is the only drawback of this online learning because I do not see and we do not know. Otherwise, I would have probed more if it is a face-to-face. So the digital twin is a new concept from the Azure or Microsoft, whereas like we can pair two things, and then if something happens, then what needs to be done? That is kind of creating a rule and then working. So something like that. But there is a lot many things, and they have come up with a complete new framework. If you are interested, I will share some of the links with Lani sir, so he can share it with you. This is a very good new concept and will be heavily used across all Azure or Microsoft. Whenever you are using or creating IoT platform using Microsoft, then that will be the one of the must part going forward. The next thing in the stack is a sensor integration. When we talk, I just said in the beginning, nowadays nobody talks about the wired, but all wireless communication protocol, maybe Z-Wave, Zigbee, Bluetooth, BACnet, Modbus, whatever. Modbus is again wired protocol, but that also wireless possible. You get the data and then convert into the Modbus protocol. Modbus is a software protocol. I have not worked with the hardware part of it, but that's again, you can send the data, Modbus data over the wireless, any of the wireless, and send it. I think you might be aware about device ecosystem integration. Now, most of the IoT platform, they have an integration with either Amazon Alexa or Google or any other thing, or even one of our customer, we have created their own, like for Amazon we say Alexa, for Google say I forgot what is the wake up keyword, but one of our customers says no, we have designed a smart speaker and say I want my own wake up keyword and it will be completely their own. But again, backend we were using the Google framework, but we have changed the keyword. So instead of you say hi Google, we used to say something else what customer has given. So there are various platform available which we can integrate with our IoT platform. Again, various either Azure, AWS, they have provided various edge intelligence. Like it becomes very easy for the platform developer to integrate their gateways or the hardware or whatever we call that's an edge intelligence. And integrating, so AWS, they have a green grass. Microsoft, that they have IoT edge analytics you can do. So like that, there are various edge intelligence platform. It depends what you are using in stack. You cannot have the random combination. If you are using Microsoft, then you have to use Microsoft Edge, something like so. That you might have already seen. What you see on the middle over here, the various protocol. So the network protocol, cloud platform, we are aware are AWS, Google, and the Azure. These are the three. You can have your own private Azure, but that will be time consuming and nobody tries to do that. So when we talk about IoT platform, when the edge or gateway sends the data, so gateway can be n number of gateways will be sending to any of the cloud platform. So invariably they are using either proprietary message queue or the message broker, which is openly tested and easily available, RabbitMQ, ActiveMQ, Kafka, whatever. So most of the service offering from the IoT is a digital transformation service, IoT service, cloud. So this is our offering which we provided to our customer in terms of digital transformation or IoT service, cloud migration, and DevOps service. I will touch upon this DevOps service later on in one of the case studies. I'm moving into the next slide. Anybody has any question?
So regarding this digital twin, so is it some kind of a simulation of some physical things, or it is related to some virtual reality kind of a concept?
No, it's like, say, when we talk, this is one concept, like say, sorry?
Prapti madam, I think again you mute all, and then sir again you unmute yourself, because we have to mute others. So by yes, by default all will be muted, so you have to unmute yourself again.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So digital twin is a concept wherein that is inbuilt in that Azure platform, and you can configure in a way, like say I'm designing energy meter. Now energy consumption goes beyond this, then either user can set the trigger, or the company who is providing that, or somebody is consuming a lot of energy. So if it is home and if they consume that much, then there is something fishy going on. So the company itself can control that energy meter and see what is happening, and then they can whatever. So some kind of rule engine, but this mechanism, like say, we will talk that will come in the next slide, but that's a kind of mechanism where you can or I will say has some inbuilt facility from the platform which allows you to set certain kind of rule. Once you set it up, you don't have to worry, it will work like a magic. say if I'm talking about say water meter, now I as an individual user, if I'm consuming, like say there is like if you daily consume less than 100 liter, your rate is say some 1,000 liter, some rupees, right? But now if you consume more than 100 liter, your rate will increase by 10%. So I would like to control that, right? So then I can get an alert when it is crossing 80 liters, that is 80% of my consumption. So then I can see how can I or what can I do to reduce today's consumption, so I can get the benefit. So something like that, lot many things can be done, lot many rules you can set it up, but the detail you can go through because lot many companies have started using, and this is the recently launched by Azure. That was old, but now they have recently launched with some modification as well. But I will share that detail. I will find out because we recently had a session from Microsoft directly, and then they had given this. They are going to soon launch this, but it is already there some or the other way. But they are coming up with lot many features. So when you are designing something, you can also, when you are using Microsoft stack, you can try to use that. That's a very good feature, I will say. Any other question?
Yes, Pranav sir, this is Jignesh from Charu set. So
yes,
in this sensor integration, we know this Zigbee, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, but if you want to perform this experiment on this G-Wave, then how we can, because it is a proprietary protocol and it is majorly used for this home automation and all this kind of application. So again, we not incorporate this practical in our lab manual due to this proprietary.
Agree. So when we have mentioned what happens, so we have used in one of our home automation, but that customer has a license and all that. So when in the what I will say in the academics, you might get something from the Z-Wave. If you connect with them, then they will provide you with the device, and then you have to write. See, it is two-way, right? Your sensor is sending the data in a Z-Wave only, or it can understand that. So now you need a gateway which supports the Z-Wave as a communication protocol. So if you have, then you can do. Once your gateway communicates, see, gateway can communicate multiple to the platform. It will be wired or wireless, Wi-Fi or a TCP/IP. But the sensor or the devices, it will talk on the given any one of them. Maybe wired as a Modbus, Wi-Fi, Zigbee. There are many other ultra UBW, ultra wideband, something like. So there are lot many on the wireless, but then you need the both sensor and gateway should have support. Then only you can get the data over that protocol. So that is correct.
The question is that which are these situations arise at we have to choose this Z-Wave only. Is there any performance measurement? Yes.
No. So it's like this. Now when you say performance, so okay. If I as an e-info chip, when we are designing sensor, we will take up like even Bluetooth, we have to pay IP to them. So then we negotiate. We go ahead and then talk to those who have the Bluetooth IP or Z-Wave IP or Zigbee, all that we have to pay royalty. Okay. Now it depends who is giving you base deal at that time, and then you implement that, and then you force your gateways to have the same thing. So that is. Again, that's a business decision, and I think as an IE as well as academic, we don't have to worry because there is performance whatever, like because every protocol has said their performance detail, and if I need that, so suppose if I'm designing the remote control, Bluetooth is more than enough. Then why should I go for something else, right? Or IR is enough, then why should I go for Bluetooth as well? Then I don't have to pay. So it depends. What is your device? Now, when we say IR means has to be inline or inside and less than 10 feet or something. But Bluetooth gives me slightly more range, and then even if I put my hands also, it will still go. Means my data will reach to the TV, right? So that's an advantage. So it's an omnipresent, but IR is not. It's an insight in one line. Even if I will change the more than 30%, it will not detect. So it depends what device you are creating or sensor, and what is your cost. Not many factors are playing a role over there. It's not the protocol. So protocol comes based on our requirement, and then say, okay, this is the best fit protocol we'll use. Now say, suppose I do not know the Z-wave, but say, let's assume it's suppose 100 feet kind of a distance. Then if my need is like I'm deploying these devices or sensor into the engineering floor, and then my the gateways is maybe 200, 300, or maybe 50 to 100 feet away, then I will use Z-wave. Or there are other ultra wideband or the protocol which provides slightly more range than the Bluetooth. Then I need to select that. So that is the only purpose. There is not performance, but there is a limitation into the setup.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Because there is one more, I am missing that name between two car, even in vehicle. I forgot which is that works over the almost a kilometer kind of range. LoRaWAN is there. There are quite more. Whatever I have mentioned, there are quite more. But it's a decision between the architect, hardware and software architect. They will decide, okay, this is the base protocol based on my hardware device limitation or requirement. So have I answered your question, Jignesh?
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So this is when we talk about what we talked. Now I'm just trying to say how do we do integration and what all is involved in that. So if we say on the left side we are saying the hardware, on the right side you are saying the cloud platform. But what happens in between is we sense. So the sensor or device, we get the data. Are you familiar with edge engineering, edge computation, or edge engineering? What do you mean by that? Anybody would like to share your understanding? So,
before sending data to the cloud, I think some computation is done at the edge device itself.
Correct. Yeah, correct. So what happens like nowadays within a small, also we can have a good compute power available. So many things can be done at a device side instead of taking everything to the cloud. Or I will give an example, like say we have designed one, say for the farmers, like whenever cattle comes for drinking a water. So that is a huge, it distributed in hundreds of kilometers. So now there is a challenge of continuous connectivity. So that time, and what we used to do, or what was that solution is like, it based on the number of times and how much number of times water drink by cattle, it will determine the health of the cattle. If cattle or the cow or buffalo, whatever, they are not healthy, they will not go to the place or drinking water place, and that itself gives. So we have provided RFID ways, so each animal has tagged with RFID, and then we know the animal which is coming, which is not healthy, it will increase the ionized chemical or not iron content into the water more, so that it can help animal to get recovered faster. So in such cases where there is a communication is an hindrance, means having limitation, then it is better that the device or your gateway itself is intelligent and does some of the computation. So that's an edge analytics. So the sense and act, it can be done by the gateway as well, or sensor is separate, sensor sends data to the gateway. So lot many things is there in the sensor, edge engineering, machine to machine connectivity, device integration, connectivity protocol. So I'm not reading all that. I will just pass on this message because you might have seen this slide multiple times in another presentation. So the concept is in it, we have from the device or the sensor will sense the data, gateway will act upon it and communicate to the cloud platform. There are various ways: voice integration, image recognition, or a message broker. On the cloud front, as I said, digital twin. This is one of the new things. That's why we will find everywhere device lifecycle management and application enablement. So this is very high, very top view of integration one. Can I move to the next slide? Okay, quickly here again, what are the application where all, if we start from the left top corner, on the edge side, we have a discovery. So this is like sensor is that, so it will communicate to the gateway. So that's the discovery and connection, authentication, registration, and self-provisioning. Is it self-explanatory? Do you need any more further explanation on that? Same way, if we talk about gateway, so gateway also will have a application which configures it with the cloud platform or the rule-based automation, upload over there, upgrade, cloud data transfer and offboarding. These are the typical application running in the gateway. Are you with me, or you have some different view? So bottom again same for device monitoring, device update and diagnostics. So what we saw, so this is we just bifurcated that, but these are the part of edge. The middle is part of gateway. On the right side, what you are saying in the cloud application. I will just pause for 30 seconds if you have any question or particular or on specific. Any idea what is shadow management? I think rest all other words you will be aware or you might have heard. Any thought? What would be the shadow management? So this is related to kind of a replication where we have or hot standby, something like that. Like say that some of the area which we would like to cover and no downtime. So we can have one device or gateway which will be working, and then there is a shadowing of that. So that doesn't send the data unless has been asked, or it will send the data, but that data will be duplicate data because so something like that. So when we have to have a kind of high availability, so the management of that. So instead of using high availability, it's a shadow management. Again, if you see the bottom, we repeating the same industry: home automation, industrial, retail, and this is a repetition what we saw on the first slide. Okay, before we get into the real case study, again, this is also very important factor, firmware management and security. So the data which generates, even device sensor which generates the data, from that itself, it has to be secured. I would like to share one story. We are working with one customer, and what they observed, somebody copied their camera in such a way that that shadow company's camera also getting connected with the same cloud, and then they were able to add the user and able to see that camera solution completely. So that can possible only if they do not have the secure firmware, and that was the problem. And when we as an Infochip got involved, so now it is completely made completely secure. So whenever you are also teaching, so this is also one of the important I will say feature into the IoT platform. So what all it contains, like when we say firmware management and security, who is the software publisher, who will manage the asset management, what we do in the asset management, edge to cloud integration. On the security side, what all needs to be done. So the security requires at sensor side, gateway side, data platform, and the user access. All that layer, it has to be secured, and we have mentioned what all we do. Like if say gateways, so we have data encryption, security case, and bi-directional gateway to cloud and source content validation. So all the data is end-to-end encrypted. And the device you connect into your system, they can send to the data, but other device may not be able to send the data. Any question? Yeah, this is one more slide before the use case. I think you might have seen this is the stack for a gateway. As I said, e-info chip, we have designed the hardware. So we have designed, if you go to our website, I think here I'm not sure whether India we are selling that or not. But now I think one more thing I missed to say. So we are part of an Arrow, and Arrow is in like one of the biggest distributor of the component, and we have designed our own gateways for the agricultural sector, and completely gateway, sensor, everything, and you can if it is available here in India, you can buy that gateway and create your IoT platform, which is like straight away. Even we have a solenoid and complete agricultural solution. So being the hardware company from the beginning, we have our complete gateway, and so this is the stack for that. So the bottom you see Samsung, Qualcomm, that was the one which is the gateway I'm talking. It is a Qualcomm based or TI, whichever. So it's a hardware, and on top of hardware there will be operating system, any RTOS or embedded Linux or Windows IoT 10 core. Then nowadays, normally all application will be put as a part of a Dockerized engine, so it becomes very easy for management as well as update over there, update whatever we call. So it's like very good. Even if you don't do that, also fine. But that is green, and it helps in lot many way. Then core library, device management, firmware update. It depends whatever you would like to have your gateway to support. C, C++, C Sharp, Python, Java, and top of that rule engine. Either you can have your rule engine, or if you use Azure, right, then we can get the rule engine inbuilt that as well. So this is a typical gateway stack. Yeah. Any question over here? Okay. So let me. I think this is a repetition. This is again talking about the various industries. So I will quickly move to the next slide. Yeah, just quickly one snapshot. Even I have already said, but this is very specific to the IoT. So the agricultural, we have worked one with the Japanese company. So we have designed. We were involved. So solar pumps, and it's 5,000 plus solar pumps and 100 plus edge nodes. So this is the typical deployment of that one. Same way for home automation, 42 million edge nodes. That means I'm talking about sensor each. If I will say this platform has 80 odd nodes, maybe like simple as like door sensor, light sensor, or automatically you can turn on TV. So there are lot many integration which you can think of in home. All that 80 kind of node which will help you to completely automate your home. So that's a 42 million edge nodes. So that's an 80 plus sensor, and a 2 million deployment in United States. So I'm not reading all that other stuff, what we have done integration with the deploying ecosystem. So this is, I will pause for some time and then we'll move to the next slide. So same way, I was talking about that smart home camera. So this is the same company. Now there also we have 4 million. For this, what we have done, one of the very good thing is like earlier they were using Wowza for the streaming. We have created something similar platform our own instead of Wowza, which saves millions of dollar for a customer every year, couple of millions every year. So this is in just our experience snapshot. Let me start with what we are waiting for. This was my first project when I started in eInfochip. 4 years back, we got this customer. Are you able to see the picture, and any guess what this picture, what do you get out of this picture, which is there on the right side? So this customer has more than 3,000 this dispensing machine deployed in various malls and various public places, where this serves you thick, healthy milkshake, maybe banana milkshake, or many, there are various flavors and all that one. But our part was when I started, it was like they have designed, but that company or whatever, so they were not ready to give any source code or anything, and we need to re-engineer and then update all that 3,000 devices and create a platform where we can do the continuous device management over the air or whatever. And they had a plan to deploy 7,000 more. So now this is fully functional system working. Now this, when I started 3 years back, but now it is completely working. So if you see the bottom part, we have mentioned the challenge. They wanted to go to the market faster. Next is IoT platform and the remote access, control and diagnostic of a blender. So the dispense machine we call a blender. Seamless upgradation of a legacy equipment without any downtime. So that also we have achieved. So this solution, what we have provided, so we reconfigured, we did the reverse engineering, we understood what is their hardware and then software. We did the reverse engineering and provided the solution, and the source code is now with their control, but earlier we didn't get any source code. Still we could do that one. Develop remote device management platform using Azure, integrated with the CRM, so that they have their entire stuff over the CRM, like order management and then customer management. Like say they have installed, like if I have a mall and if I have ordered 10, so how they are interacting, it is a CRM system based. So that way. And we have done the predictive analysis. So again, this model requires like once 5 or 10 it created the thick milkshake, then it should go for an cleaning, like whenever we go for a juice center, right, that person will clean the juice jar and then he will give us. So same way, this machine also does that automatic internal cleaning, and based on the rules, suppose like I have asked the chocolate milkshake and somebody has banana, so chocolate and banana should not get mixed, so that will cleanse properly. So all that rule we have set and that we have designed that one. Now just to share, like this has saved their 40% cost on ownership, 80% coverage on the feature. So whatever they have demanded, we have covered almost 80% feature. Completely automation on build to deploy scale. So are you understanding what is this 100% automation on build, deploy and scale? Okay, so what we do, like say, even if we have made any code changes which is related to the blender, then it triggers the automatic build, it creates the updated version. Based on the rule set, it can go ahead and deploy that new new firmware to the device itself, and scale means the platform, the scalability is assured by Azure, so we don't have to worry much. But that was one of the requirement, that today we have 3,000, tomorrow 10,000, and then after it can increase more. Instead of that, not only US, it should take care of the other geography as well, maybe Europe or Russia, whatever. So that way it is auto scalable model. These help a customer reduce the time to market and negotiate for new geographies as well. And overall, again, it helped reducing 20% or decrease their engineering effort by 20%. Any question on this? You want any specific things you would like to know? So now use case, when we say our case studies, I think it will be good because you have undergone 4.5 days. You know lot many things. If you have any things in your mind that if we have to do something like that, we should talk. If otherwise, this let's make this interactive. That will be more helpful.
Participants can unmute their mic during interactive sessions.
Okay, you can ask the question because.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Because reverse engineering is probably something objectionable in intellectual property rights.
Yes, it is. So
did you face any problems?
No. So I will tell you now. This company, I cannot name the company, but you can find. I think I cannot share the client name here, but okay. You ping me later on. I will share you. So what happens? Let's say this is the ex-customer. So they have designed this hardware, and they have given that contract to another company. Okay. But that company has not shared the source code with this guys. So that is fine. So we don't have to worry. Now we didn't do any infringement. What we have understood, what is the hardware they have used, and so that is possible. And it is like that company has asked who is owning this device, and they are the sole owner of that. It is something like if you are the owner of your, like say you have designed some product. Now you are the owner of that. Now, if you don't have certain part, you can obviously go ahead and do the reverse engineering of that one. But what we didn't do the reverse, lot much things here. So this device also has a software upgrade, and we put our first binary, and then that has everything in our control and put our stuff. So we understood the hardware, and then on that hardware, what software can go, or everything that. So luckily, this company had all the hardware details, so that schematic and all that. So we can redo that. So we didn't get the source code, but that was not required. So we have to just figure it out what they were using. So they have the over-the-air upgrade. We do not wanted what they have done. So we have created everything new from our side. So there was no, that was no. Not violating any IPs of any other company.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So this was done or started 2 years back. Deployment complete, and the customer has given 24/7 support for that as well for this product, and we are doing the complete monitoring of this platform what we have designed. So let's move to the next case study. Again, this is for one of the telecom company, US-based television. So they are having not telecom, sorry, television, and they have the IPTV. So they wanted to monitor that one. So we have designed again same. So the story will be same. I think here, if I have to say the challenges, No, the previous one was the most complex and more challenging. Otherwise, there is no challenge over here. This is television company and all that. That's nowadays even Geo Fiber has come up with that. So they have completed lot many solutions than this one. What we had. Let me just skip through this one. This doesn't have much details, which. So only thing is over here is a low power NB IoT device on 5G network. So that's what I'm saying. Geo Giga Fiber, what we see is you can connect the device over that one. So that's a low power only is the one thing. Rest all other features and everything common with this one. Okay, this is regarding the powering smart building. That's we. So what we have done for this customer, like this is again a major work. What we have done is integrated various devices which we see into the building. If we see commercial building, let's say airport, then that will have lot many things. So it integrates the parking, then solar system, then they will have a various camera or surveillance system, and lot many things. So so in this customer, so we have what we have done is normally everywhere we will see either Azure or AWS as a platform, but here customer wanted kind of proprietary, and they suggested Mozilla also has a something called Mozilla Web thing. You can put that edge component in your sensor or a gateway, not I will say gateway, not the sensor, in your gateway, and it will talk to the Mozilla platform. But we didn't use that. We created our own platform, but it was talking over the Mozilla, which is completely open source and freely available. So in this, the advantage is you don't have to go ahead with a kind of Azure and AWS where you have a if you use some of the premium stuff, then you have to pay them. Here everything is in your control, and you don't have to pay anything. So that was the major thing. This is the one major things what customer wanted to integrate is a energy meter. And now if we talk about the building or whatever, so they have the multiple energy meter within that one, and then so that was working on. You can find out Connectric. They have provided the solution which talks over I think Zigbee or some of the protocol which works over the few meter to half a kilometer kind of stuff. So you can get the data. So because like if you say energy meter, so for the building all energy meter will be in one basement. But if you talk about the community, then a community will be spread across, or say society, right? So that it is spread across a half a kilometer radius. So if each house will have that energy meter, and it's not easy to do over the Bluetooth or Zigbee. So I think there is a protocol. I think one of the communication protocol which allows you to, I think Zigbee, or I'm missing the name. That allows you to communicate over half a kilometer or to 500 to 1000 meter. So we have used that, and that was the solution. This main part of the solution is Mozilla Web things. Compared to the previous one, rest all other things are common. We have for this also we have provided device management, device configuration, completely created that. Application, even applications, user experience also designed by us. You understand, complete that stack. We didn't talk about that stack. I talked about the gateway stack, but on the cloud side, there is a cloud platform, and for user interaction, there is an application we will call a web application, which may be accessed over the browser or over the mobile as well. Correct? You might be aware that. So this customer yet to go for an production. So this is just we have completely done the prototype and all that, and due to pandemic, they are just waiting. Any question? So this is I said when we were talking about the verticals. So this is our oldest customer. Complete the not only the surveillance but lot many things. When you go to the like say here you are not able to see, but this is a retail. So suppose this is the rack, and if rack has a we design the hardware. Normally when we go to any mall, the rack has a label for the price. So we created a small strip 4 inch by 4 inch by maybe say 2 feet, 3 feet, whatever length. It will give advertisement as well as what content is placed in that rack, price of that one. So the complete price management becomes very easy. Somebody sitting and there is an integrated with camera that also it can detect that okay, I have put the say item is like say washing powder. Real item is washing powder and price display is something else. So then that can also will be reconciled and it can give the warning. So up to that level we have done. We have a very good team who is working on the video analytics. So that is one device we created. Then point of sale like scanner, barcode scanner, lot many things we designed for this company. Even the camera hardware was designed by eInfochip, and that complete solution which we had given surveillance system and then taking it to the so. This company has deployment almost 300 mall or stores across the US, and then getting data at a centralized location using cloud. That also we have provided the solution. So this is the summary of that. So if you see benefits, it can say reduce the item fulfillment time from 45 to 32 seconds. So what happens? So earlier the person will visit and see. Person means the worker working in that and who is responsible particular aisle. That okay, he has to make sure that all the stocks available. So that used to take some time, but now completely automated. It can reduce that one. At 40% saving on operational cost for order and inventory management. Same. So the fast moving, what ad will be lot many things as an analytics, but this was complete solution. And this is our oldest customer, almost 10 years. We work with this customer. We have designed multiple generation camera, multiple generation of product as well. Any question on this? We are not talking till now like say as an academic you must be interested like when students join from the first year in computer or IT or wherever, so they should start learning a couple of language which is used as a gateway like C, C++, very rarely Java, but gateway also as a Java based. Nowadays, because of Azure or Microsoft, C# is also used in gateway. On the operating system, any is fine. Any RTOS or embedded Linux or whichever flavor of Linux, it should be fine. So that all goes into the gateway. And when we talk about the cloud platform, it depends which you have selected. If it is AWS, then you can. The language is not a matter, but the platform is a platform. They will provide you either virtual machine and then various services like say Azure or AWS. They have the storage service. They have the lot many. For analytics also they have the complete platform. They can provide that. We can use that. So it depends. So that is a stack. So I think you must have seen that, and then you know. If you have any specific question for that, please feel free to ask me, because that's I have not covered, and we are talking only in the case study. I'm just sharing some of the use case with that the customer or detail, and then I'm talking. Any question on this one?
Sir, I have a small question.
Yes.
These are all state-of-the-art projects at a large scale.
Right.
We also have malls in India today. What would be the time gap by which you in India? How many years would it take in your
Sorry,
view of the present state?
No, there was a voice breakage, so the one critical word I missed. So, what in India by what was your question? Can you repeat?
Yes, sir. As you are aware of the state of the IoT implementation in India today, probably very less. What would be the time gap we would see such changes happening here also?
See, it's like I will not say it is a big gap. Like when I was in, I joined e-Info 6 years back. 3 years prior to that, whichever company I was, they have designed this our Aadhaar. Okay. So that Aadhaar solution was designed by that company, but now managed and maintained by TCS and Accenture. But that was designed by a small company. Compared to TCS, it was small. That Mindtree, now it is part of L&T. So that is also, we cannot say it's an IoT, but it's a massive. So wherever can somebody mute his. So whenever possible, we as in India also, we have many big deployment. Like I was involved in one of the project where we were doing surveillance system or that was for ONGC. So ONGC has a 300 plus site across the India, and that will be done by BEL, Bharat Electronics Limited. So that just it is happening. It's not that it's not happening. We are not seeing. Actually, in US, lot of mall and all that, or the individual people, farmers using that. In India also, that is now I'm seeing one of my friend has started his company. They have a solution for the agricultural, and recently he's going to do some deployment in Jamnagar somewhere. So that's happening. But we may see, we may not see. That is a different story because it's a huge. I will say it is a very big market. Nowadays, all the small shopkeeper also has a surveillance system. Not only that, they might be having integrated with other devices or whatever equipment they have that. So in a way, lot many place it has been used as of now as well. But I'm not sure what is that scale you are thinking which is there in US but we do not have. Any pointer for that?
Yes, sir. Generally, I'm only just observing the malls around us.
Okay. Yes, got it. So that is what. So if you consider malls or a house in US, that much automation has not come to India. Again, there are two major reasons. One is the cost factor, because anything you would like to add, it will add the cost. Even I when I was planning to renovate my house, I didn't think about putting all the automated switch because it was costing something more. So that cost is one thing. And second part, we have, if you do more automation, that means it will reduce the people dependency. But here, the labor is cheaper. So that is another, I will say, disadvantage or advantage. We don't know. Because if this labor move to some other task, if it is not available, then people will do that automation what needed. Okay, so that's only two things. So that is why we don't see in the mall. I had a means when I went to US, my office even receptionist was not sitting some of the days. Rather here we will see, we'll have multiple office boy, receptionist also multiple and all that because we have the cheap labor. But that's a difficult, and everything there cost minimum $10,000, $5,000. So that's a huge cost for them. So that's another thing. That's why we see lot many automation. That's my view.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question? So this is again
posting in chat box also. Please check it.
Sorry?
Participants are posting questions in chat box also. Please check.
Oh, if I'm in the present, so that I will take it later
Okay.
on. I will go through a couple of more case studies and then we'll close this presentation and then see, because in presentation mode I am not able to see that. I need to change. So let me not do that right now. We'll take the question later. So this is again an interesting view. Now we have heard about automated car or completely autonomous car or unmanned vehicle, right? So this is not exactly that, but something similar to that one. So Infochip has designed the hardware we will call network video recorder, which will get the data from max around 8 or 12 cameras. So here if you see on the right side picture, so the cameras connected. So all that are camera 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and one camera inside the cabin. So 7 camera, not 7, one more camera inside the bus. So if it is bus, then it will be inside also. So it can get the 8 cameras. It will record this, and whenever vehicle reaches to the say depot, it will transfer the data to the cloud. While running, it will only transfer the important event. If something has happened, then it will transfer. Otherwise, complete recording it will do. Transferring the complete recording of the journey, it will do once they are at a depot. That there is like a wired communication or the Wi-Fi link, not on the GSM. But rest, it's suppose there is an accident or something, it has been captured which is set, or somebody has misbehaved within the bus, then that will be captured and sent to the central location or into the cloud as an event, if that has been configured. So this we have designed completely that hardware. So this is that part, and I think so. We have not done anything on the cloud platform and all that. So we have designed the hardware and camera, and then sending that event to their platform, which is they have used. They have used. That's an AWS based platform. But our solution basically on the telematics device deployment, hardware, firmware, and the mechanical design. Everything we have done. We have done the manufacturing as well. Since last 2 years, we have done 25,000 plus camera, and then NVR. NVR will be lesser, but the 25,000 plus camera we have designed or manufactured for them. So I will see if it is not there, then I will talk about that. But we have done so like driver behavior. So one camera is into the driver cabin, so which monitors the driver behavior, or even if it is driving while talking or drinking, smoking, that also will be generated an event and will be sent to the right person, so they can advise or take corrective action. These I'm not much aware. I just kept it still because we did this for the marine as well. Again, the challenge over here also, the tracking. This tracking happens over the via satellite, but I'm not much aware about. So this, I think, Vitland said this presentation will be shared with the candidate or the faculties. So if you have any question, then you please send it to me. I can try to answer. But again, the concept will be the same. We will collect the data, or say suppose the container. So that's not only container. This entire the ship tracking it is. So, so there will be many places that will have that thing. So this is I think beyond we may not work. This is like let me see. Yeah, so this is completely vessel movement. So vessel will have that own identity. Via satellite we can track, and then we can track it easily. So this is much easier, but the system looks very big, but it's much simpler. And complexity is that it has to be via satellite communication, no other way possible. So my cloud platform also should be talking or getting the data via satellite. This is a remote industry management again. All the faculties, what I am covering, these are the various area what we have done. But again, the component what we do or that is something similar. So here, again, this is a complete purely software based. So they have everything, and then we integrated or we help them selecting their gateway sensor and then helping them. So they say they want to monitor. So even we can count what has been done over here. So the lot many things. So that's again the principle is same. We have the gateway and the sensor will get the data, and then we do the analytics on that data. So but this was an Azure based platform we have used. I think I touched based upon the smart energy meter. So we touched upon energy meter, but we have done for one of the UK based company for a water meter. And the complexity over there is that they say getting data from the water meter, and then that is simple. That's very easily doable. The only one complex part is that we have put a machine learning to define there is an algorithm or there are logic. Okay, so this is this event. So it will generate based on the consumption of water. We need to generate event. Is it that water consumed in washing machine, or is in bathing, or what type of that? So something like that. So that we have used machine learning. Rest otherwise it is very simple. Even hardware was designed by us for that water meter, which sends the data at every second as well as minute. Some data at every second, some data at every minute, and the deployment. So this is not yet fully productionized, but if it goes, then most of the houses in this is coming from the government. So most of the houses in the UK or some other place in Europe will be having that meter, and then that will be monitored centrally and all that. So as an user, I can tag that, okay, I have used flush or I have used washing machine. I will say this event is for washing machine. So that also helped me to continuous learning and then making my ML thorough. So that is one part. And here it's purely a metering one. So user will see what is current consumption and how much they have to pay for that, and they can control it. So that's normal water meter or electricity meter. So that we are working on that one. It's not completely done. We are working on that one. So here we have used the BACnet protocol. That was a requirement from the customer. I think that supports the long range, and that's why we have used that one. Any question? Again,
sir, in this energy meter and water meter, whenever we deploy at the customer end, and whenever we want to use it is on the IoT base, I think it requires 24/7 internet connection, or what kind of arrangements people are using?
Correct. So, yeah, good question. So suppose now if we talk about energy meter in US, so they do not talk on the wireless technology. They talk on the power line. Okay, so that they are 24/7. But now whatever this water meter, so that is inside my house. So that power electricity has gone, but this water meter has a battery backup. Up to year or whatever battery it has, it works for year. So that was the requirement. That is the requirement, and we have designed accordingly that one. So what we do, unless the data whatever needs to send, it will capture the data into the device. Now, say suppose somebody, okay, that is a feature as well. Suppose now some device is not sending the data, and valve will be controlled by user as well as the providing authorizing company. Say suppose for us municipal corporation, right? So now they can also has a control of our valve. They can close that. So the water coming into our house will be stopped. Now, based on certain events or rule, if they want to do that, they can do that. And they can inform the customer also, okay, your valve is stopped because of this reason. If it is not right, please update us, whatever. So to answer your question, it requires like what is that? So we know, okay, if power goes or because this device talking to the cloud platform over the Wi-Fi or a wireless, because that depends on my house electricity. So then device will store the data and it knows, okay, last 1 year I have not sent. So we need to see that how much data we can store. Is it we can store 1 day, 1 week, and then we can clean it our queue or storage once it is already sent to the cloud platform. So that has to be done. So that has to be a requirement, and if you have not thought of it, then it will create a problem. So suppose somebody has designed the system, went ahead, hardware design complete, and now somebody says no, it should store the data for minimum 1 month, because somebody has gone out, and then more than 1 month because it's already bill generated and there is no consumption or whatever, then we can close the valve or take the corrective action. But if that's the requirement, and if it daily it generates 10 MB of data, I'm just giving example, or 1 GB of data, so then it should store 30 GB. So it should have a 64 GB memory space, something like that. If we have not planned it, then hardware redesigning is the headache. Software, it is doable, unless there is no hardware limitation. But hardware limitation is it has to be thought from the very beginning, otherwise we cannot do. If it is hardware limitation, it remains as a limitation. Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so this is what I was telling, that we have designed our own IoT platform. So you will, okay, this is agriculture, so not this, our own, plus this is what we have done for one of the Japanese customer for that solar pump, and getting the continuous data of solar, how much energy is generating and all that. So you will see we get the pump parameter, we get the motor status, configuration, and then the location data. And then all that data will come to the gateway, and then we'll send it to the cloud platform. So again, all IoT, I think you got some of the. Okay, this is the on the case study side. I will just talk about few things on the managed service experience, which I said I will talking later. So this is what we said, what we saw, kind of a platform, what we as an info chip do, or when you as an academic, you want to pick up some IoT project, how you can leverage what is available open source and you can do, and what is expected. Like if there is a very good problem statement, in US and Europe, if you see, academic generates a lot many new products. And lot many ideas comes from that, because there is a big think tank who is working, or I will say learning, and then they can have a lot of ideas. So that is possible. And government is also pushing lot many things where we can tie up with academia, with industry, and then we can do it together also. So I think that is also happening. So there are lot many means and ways, but the ground level, when we as a company goes and selects the student or the engineer, we look forward for some of the technologies they have known and they know they're working hands-on. So I think you got lot many ways we can impart that knowledge onto the student. You can or if you have any question, you can ask me. So what we mean by managed services, like I gave an example that camera, the surveillance. So millions of users in US are having their home integrated with surveillance. So we do their 24/7 monitoring of their entire cloud platform, which is not multiple data center, because again there we provide, we'll keep your data for a week, or somebody says no, I want my 6 months data. Suppose I'm a small organization and I would like to have a data. Then whatever, it depends. So that way they have to pay for that, but we monitor that entire data structure 24/7. We provide 24/7 L2 and L3 support as well. If you see we provide L1 support, but L2 and L3 as well. That means there we have, as I said, right, we moved from Wowza, which is a streaming server, to our own server. So we have done lot many things at about or say complete stack, and we do that complete managed services. So these are some of the statistical data: managed services for home security, which is with AWS platform; industrial engineering with Azure platform; food and beverage, what we saw about the first case study about that vending machine. So that was again Azure based. For one of the company for telecom also, we are doing network operating network or NOC. I'm missing that word, not network. It's something to do with monitoring, which is again a cloud monitoring, smart home in the logistic. Again, this is for one of the company, we are monitoring only their software as a service, their entire software as a service, so that the DevOps we do. I think this is not much has a relevant, but this was part of that, so I just kept it into the case study. This is our standard case studies for the IoTs. I'm quickly moving because we are almost there, and I would like to go ahead with some of the question. This is again infrastructure management of network. I don't want to talk cloud for smart building. Okay, this is also repetition. Okay, so this is all the monitoring part. So we will close this one. I will stop the sharing. We'll move towards the question. Let me see. I'm not able to see the questions. Prapti madam, can you help me?
Yes, sir. One question is for video analytics in Azure. What are all the skill sets needed?
So video analytics, it is depends where you are doing. If you are doing on the cloud, then it depends on the platform. You have designed with C# or Java, then it is required that way. But normally, video analytics happens at the edge. Not it happens both the place, and there is a majority time. If the student is aware about OpenCV, that's an open source computer vision library, which has an integration with all Python, C, C++, Java, and C#. All integration is available. So that knowledge will help. And it is very complex as well, because some of the things you can do without much time, like motion detection, face recognition, and all that. But bringing that quality and then doing with the complexity, like say, surveillance system has taken the photo at 20 feet, 30 feet height, and then person's only side face is visible, and you want to do the face recognition is quite difficult. So the complexity increases there, that the lighting condition, lot many things. But when you do the OpenCV software and you do your practice, it becomes very easy. But the challenge is in a different area. But that's required lot of experience as well. So to answer simple, any language with OpenCV will help.
Participants can unmute their mic and ask the questions if any.
Yeah.
Sir, one more question is there. In manufacturing side industry, what are the applications?
It's lot many, like say if we talk about textile manufacturing, so then there are lot many devices keep running, they need the data, so lot many applications. Now when we say what is our role, like say it depends, say it depends, if you give me one whatever